like butter.
Well, howdy friends, Brian Flechsig, Mad River Outfitters in the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and we're sitting here around the fire, as you can see, with our good friend Pallot, and wanted to take a minute, circle back a bit and talk about a tool that Flip introduced me to many years ago. In fact, do you recognize these?
I recognize those pliers, and they look a little different than when I gave them to you, but I recognize them.
Yeah, it was 2005. We were filming Flip Pallot's Fishing the Keys together out of Isla Morada, and you gave me these as a gift because, as you said, I needed them.
I did need them.
I think I was using some fancy pliers at the time, and you took it upon yourself to go pick up a pair of these on my behalf, and you gave these to me along with the Flip leather holster, and really one of my most prized gifts, prized possessions, and one of my most important tools. The Manly pliers, as you have taught me, explained to me over the years, the Manly pliers are simply the best. We've done a couple of plier shootouts over the years, and $200, $300, whatever dollar pliers, and at the end of the video I always come back and these are my favorites. Although we did one time where we were actually, you know, because a lot of them have bottle openers on them now, and the Manlys do not have a bottle opener. And then at the end of the video, I figured out, well, why do I need pliers to have a bottle opener on them? But I think you have something.
Can I just interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I do have something, but I have my own pliers that I wanted to tell you a story about. But
all right.
I do want to interrupt and mention that the Manly pliers have the best bottle opener of any pair of pliers in the whole world. I mean, you can open bottles with these pliers quicker and easier than you can with anything out there. And let me, I mean, here's a bottle,
Okay.
which I was going to open anyway and show you.
Sure.
But if you grab this bottle like this and put this cutter right underneath the top, like this.
Like butter.
I mean, could anything be easier than that?
No.
Of course not.
No.
Now, I'm going to drink my beer.
Yeah. Well, I just learned something new.
You know, these pliers, for me, have a history. I remember that when I first started seriously fishing shallow water, there were only one or two guides that were really fly fishing guides, and all the guides in the Florida Keys and in the Everglades, when I was a little boy, all carried a parallel jaw plier, just like this, in a little leather holster, just like this. And when I watched them and idolized them, I, of course, had to get a pair of these myself. I didn't really have that much to do with them, but they all had them, and I was going to have them too. And so I did. And so since, I would say, the very late 50s, I've been waking up every morning and putting a pair of these Manly pliers on my belt, or a parallel jaw plier. There was one that was a precursor to this, but it was exactly the same thing. And so since those early years, I've had one of these things on my belt, and about 2 or 3 days ago, I was surfing around on my phone in the middle of the night, and I came up with an old movie from the middle 70s, the early middle 70s, called 92 in the Shade. It was actually a film made from, a screenplay made from a book written by Tom McWayne. And it was about the Florida Keys and fishing guides. And, you know, and it was an adventure movie, pretty cool. And as I watched that movie, every one of the guides in that movie had a pair of these pliers.
No kidding.
On his belt, every one of them. And, you know, today, the old school guys, or the people who are staying in touch or the people who really know what pliers are all about, all still use these. But the vast majority of people have these trendy frou-frou pliers with a bottle opener on them, and something that'll help you tie your shoes and a nail knot. But there's something about, something about a parallel jaw pliers where the jaws actually work parallel, and because of all the hinge pins and everything, you have a tremendous mechanical advantage with these pliers. You can put tons of pressure for you cutting hooks, cutting wire, cutting leader material, squeezing weights together, split shot, grabbing hold of nuts and twisting. It's just really the best, and it's little and light and convenient, and I ain't switching.
They're absolutely critical for me for knot tying.
Oh, that's right. Grabbing tag ends.
I can grab a tag end when I do the snell. When I snell my butt section onto the tip of my fly line, I can grab onto that tag end, and then actually these are so good, they'll stay on the tag end. I can let go of them, and they stay there while I cinch the knot and reef on it. Mess with it and get it in the right spot, and these will stay on that tag end. I can let go of them. There's just no, and you explained to me many years ago why the parallel jaws are so good with with other pliers that close like this. They're constantly squeezing whatever you're trying to grab onto. They're constantly squeezing it out and
they're
pushing
squirting
it out.
the work out of the jaws. They're trying to squeeze them out. These things grab them and hang on like grim death. Did I say it? Grim death.
Well, and they make them in, I think this is the 4-inch, and they make a 5-inch or something like that. And those are spring-loaded jaws.
I can't listen right now. I'm drinking my beer that I opened with my Manly pliers.
Right. Well, we're going to have to make a note. We're going to have to make a new video in the bottle opener series and include the Manly pliers. So you're a good friend of Hank Manly.
I've really had some enjoyable fishing with Hank.
Yeah. Well, he sure has been good to us, and very appreciative, and it's certainly our best-selling tool, our best-selling pliers in the shop, and they're still well under $100 in the days of inflation now. I hate to quote prices in a video because everything's going up and up.
Yeah.
But he's still $50, $100, sometimes $200 cheaper on his pliers, and
a better product. It is. It just is. Period.
Yeah. Well, and I know I'm not the only one that you've turned on to. We were just with Blaine Chocolate a few weekends ago, and of course,
Blaine knows.
Blaine knows.
Yeah, Blaine knows.
Blaine's got him on his boat, and I see him using them all the time. So, well, thanks as always for you've really given me some great gifts over the years. This is one that has withstood the test of time, even though I tried to coat him with a rust protector. Turns out it was rust oleum. It was white paint, so that's why they look like they do. But you know what? They still work perfectly. They look like they've been through.
You can't kill them.
Yeah. No, they look like they came from World War II or something. But no, they won't die, and this leather sheath that you made me won't die. And it's one of my most prized possessions. It goes everywhere in the world with me. They're always on my yeah, I got that. I had a little grizzly thing with this arm, and
sewed it on yourself.
I sewed it on myself, so I have trouble doing that. I can't get it. Well, thanks as always, Flip, and Hank Manly and the Manly Company. What do they make? Racing car stuff or something like that, or car parts, or
I really don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really know that they made anything else.
Manly Industries, yeah, they make.
really?
They make. That's their main business, and he's just got one. It's a little segment of the company. I think Hank does it just because he's good at it, obviously, and it's something he has a passion for in fishing. But no, it's a very small part of their company, and but they still do a great job. It's great folks. So thanks Flip, thanks Hank Manley and Manley Industries, and of course you can check out Manley Pliers at madriveroutfitters.com. There's a link right below us. Of course, click on that link and get yourself some Manley pliers, the best pliers you'll ever use. And now we know,
Bottle opener.
they open bottles better than anything ever. So thanks for watching. As always, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and stay tuned. We've got a lot of great content coming your way.